Consider this your personal one-on-one. Office hours are open and it's time for your session. So get comfortable and let's talk. So today we have Sarah. Hi, Sarah. And she wants to know all about ordering plants online, which I can totally understand. I think a lot of us love to diversify our plant collection, and ordering plants online allows us to do that because we can shop from different sellers that are not in our area. We can source rare and uncommon plants that may not be easily offered to us. I mean, the world of online shopping is just wonderful, and especially when it comes to plants. So I wrote down some notes, and we're going to go ahead and give you a full spectrum of what it's like to order online, some things to just be aware of, and how to just be smart and get the best experience possible when it comes to this world of plants. So I jotted down some notes, and the first thing I want to mention is that it is always a risk. Okay, I want to manage our expectations before we even start online shopping with plants. Plants are living things, and it is always a risk that we are taking when we are buying online and having them shipped to us, because there are things that are out of our control: weather, transit, handling by the companies that they're being shipped with. All of these things can create a situation where the plant comes in sad or maybe DOA. I mean, there are just a lot of factors and a lot of moving parts to get it from point A, which is where you bought it from, to point B, which is your home. And hoping that it comes in healthy and beautiful, like the way that we saw it in the pictures, is one thing, but being realistic and managing our expectations about the possibilities is another. So I just want you to have that in your mind before we even go into different steps and things to look for when you are buying plants online. But just have that in your mind, okay? Not to scare you, but we're just going to consider that. I want you to also look for the customer service, because how a company handles anything that has to do with them, their customers, their shipping, all of their systems and processes that come with running a business and shipping plants as part of that business. I want you to look at if anyone is mentioning about customer service, if it's great, if the sellers got back to them quickly, if they handled a problem fast. These things are also very important. I want these things to be the parts that stick out to you, because it's one thing, again, to get the plant, but say it came in how you didn't want it to come and you need to talk to the seller. Well, customer service is going to be very important. If they get back to you in a timely manner, if they even get back to you at all, how they handle situations. Do they refund you? Do they make it whole? Do they make you feel as though your business, your transaction is still a priority regardless if they already got the money? You can also check their social media. We live in a world where everything is at our fingertips, and a lot of companies do have a social media presence. So you just want to see what their social media is saying, the comments, just the whole vibe. Fill out every part of it, because again, as nerve-wracking as it could be to order plants online, you want to feel fully comfortable before you do so. It's the same way as when you go to brick and mortar businesses. That vibe, you're looking at the reviews, you're looking at people's videos about their experience. Like, it's the same concept, but applying it to online shopping for plants. Another factor that I want you to think about is the distance, because a lot of times it seems as though like some of the best plants are like furthest away from us, and the distance is going to play a part in the best chances of that plant getting to you in a healthy state. So if you live in Texas like me and you're ordering from somewhere like Florida or New York or California, those are very far states from where I'm at, and the transit for that plant to get from there to me is going to be kind of long. So thinking about all of the states it may go through to get to me, all of the weather conditions it may go through, the length of time it may take, these are going to be very important. So finding shops, not letting it limit you. So I don't want you to be like, oh, that's so far from me, I'm not going to order from there. No, I don't want it to limit you. I want you to just consider it as something when you're shopping around and looking at these different places, because one place may have the same price, the same reviews, in just terms of generalization, it may be the same across the board, but the only difference is that place is closer or further than the other, and that may be the deciding factor for you. Now, the second thing I want you to think about is the listing itself. So are they using actual photos of the plant that you're going to get? Are they using stock photos? You want to go for what you're actually going to get. You want to be able to see it. You want to be able to even just let it speak to you. It's the same way when we're shopping in person and you see a plant amongst all of them and you're like, oh my God, that one's just speaking to me. I need to have it. I need to take it home. You want the plant to be able to speak to you through its pictures. And even in speaking of those pictures, you want to be looking at the size description, whether or not it's the actual photo or a stock photo, or sometimes a lot of places use grower's choice. If you ever heard that term, that means that the grower or the business is going to choose the plant that they feel is best to send you. It may not be the actual plant in that picture, and the one in the picture is the best looking one a lot of the time. So it may come in a little bit smaller, it may come in a little bit bigger. You just never know. So grower's choice is also something you want to look for in the listing description. Also, in terms of the picture, the size description is going to be very important. Pictures can be deceiving. A lot of times plants at certain angles and certain lighting, they can look bigger than what they are. They can be smaller. They could have gotten the plant's best side. You know what I mean? So these are things to just consider and think about as well. Also in the listing, you want to look for some kind of guarantee, be it whatever platform you are buying from. So like an Etsy, or maybe it's the company's personal website. Look for some kind of guarantee, like in the FAQs, if they don't have it in the description, of like a live arrival guarantee. So they guarantee that the plant is going to arrive alive. Okay, that just gives you more security and confidence in buying from them. You also want to know what that covers. So if the plant doesn't come alive and they're guaranteeing that it will, what does it cover when it doesn't? Are they going to ship you a new plant? Are they going to refund you partially or in full? You know what I mean? You want to understand all of these policies with the business that you're buying from, because you don't want to get caught in a situation where you weren't looking at the listing thoroughly. You bought it, something happened, and by you buying it, you're essentially agreeing to their policies and procedures. And part of it was, hey, you get what you pay for. If it doesn't come in alive, that's not on us, that's on you. You know what I mean? You don't want to get in that situation. It's messy. Another thing that I want you to look for is the cost. So remember when I said to shop around, a lot of times you may find some, differences, some big differences in the pricing of the plant that you're looking for. Some places, depending on where they are, may, up their price, and some places maybe can afford to sell plants at a lower price. But you want to look at the pricing. You don't want to just jump to the one and then you later look at another plant of the same kind that you're looking for after you've bought that one and you realize you could have got it cheaper. That's not always the best feeling. And I do understand, sometimes we're just excited and we just want to buy the first one that we see. But, shopping around and looking at the price that fits your budget and making sure that the size of the plant, the quality of the plant, all the things that you may get within that price, be it free shipping or whatever, all of it aligns with what you're looking for in the overall purchase of this plant. And also understand that cheaper does not always mean it's better, right? Cheap plants may not necessarily equate to the quality of plant that you may be looking for. I know cheaper sounds great to us because we're saving money on the front end, but you may be paying for it on the back end because the plant is not healthy, it's super small, it doesn't have a good substantial root system to even have a fighting chance. Like, these are things you have to think about as well. So don't always just go for the cheapest. Go for a mid-range quality plant from a quality seller. Now you've done all of that. You bought the plant, it was shipped to you, and it arrives. What do you do when it gets to you? The first thing I want you to do is open it immediately and photograph everything. I want you to photograph what it looks like inside of the box, what it looks like coming out of the box, the wrapping, the state of the leaves, the roots, like every part of it. You cannot do too much when it comes to taking photos of the plant, because essentially if that's going to be the make or break to get your money back if you need to, or notify the seller of the state in which the plant came in so they can rectify it, it's going to be very important to get it in those critical moments when you first get that plant to your home. You're also going to check the roots if possible. So if they're shipping it bare root, meaning they may just have some sphagnum moss around it, it's not in a pot of soil, you want to check the roots, make sure they're not mushy, make sure they are firm and that they're viable so that you know you have a healthy plant. If you get a plant that is shipped in the pot with soil, still go ahead and just like gently pull it out and just make sure that the roots are okay. There may be situations where the plant looks healthy on the top, but the roots are really not there, and you don't want to, again, put yourself in a situation where you or the plant really don't have a fighting chance of making it thrive in your home. Shipping from one place to another and the plant going through all of what it does to get to you is stressful enough. And then it has to get used to a new environment, which is your home. All of that is going to cause stress. So you want to make sure that the plant is as healthy as possible. The roots are good. So it's going to be very important to just make sure it has a really great root system. Now, if the plant comes in damaged any kind of way, the box, the plant itself, you want to contact the seller immediately and just let them know the situation. Because a lot of times it's not the seller's fault, right? Like the handling part, be it going through like a UPS or a FedEx or a USPS, you just don't know what is happening with that plant and how it's just getting thrown around or whatever. Of course, it is the seller's responsibility to make sure that the plant and the way it is packed can withstand as much as possible. But again, some things are just out of everybody's control until it gets to you. But contacting the seller immediately is going to really help in getting you the best experience from having that plant shipped to you. Like I mentioned, the plant is probably going to be stressed. It is just not fun for a plant to be uprooted out of wherever it was nice and cozy and growing comfortably to an entirely new environment, new air, new light, new humidity, new everything. So give the plant a chance to acclimate, right? It may have a leaf yellow in the next week or two after you have opened it. Again, sometimes that is just a normal part of it getting used to your home, acclimating to everything new. It's the same way when we are living in our homes, we end up moving, and the stress of moving and getting settled into our new place. It's exciting, but it's still stressful. And I could imagine it's the same for the plant. It's exciting to get to our new plant parent, but it's stressful. So give the plant a chance to acclimate. I would say don't do anything with it for at least 2 weeks. Don't repot it immediately. Don't do any of that. Just find a place where you can set it up nice and, bright, not up near a window, but just, like on a table or a counter, and let it just kind of get used to everything for the next 2 weeks. So Sarah, I hope this helps you feel more confident in buying plants online, because it is fun. It's nice to be able to diversify our plant collection by going outside of our local areas. And of course, if you're watching this, if you have had any great experiences with some of your favorite sellers, please tag them in the comments. I would love to highlight businesses that offer great customer service, quality plants, and competitive or affordable pricing, because it's not the most fun going through the trial and error of trying to find great reputable businesses. But of course, as a plant community, we love sharing. And if you have, again, a favorite seller that you absolutely love to buy from and they just are great time and time again, please drop them in the comments. But as always, office hours are open every Sunday, and I'll see you next week.